there. Oh my God, I didn't put sugar in. I think it is a complete conspiracy theory that nobody likes the word moist. Oh, hey there. If you don't make a mess, you're doing it wrong. I'm obsessed. Incredible. I know. I love you too. Hey guys, what's up? Today we are making maple pumpkin scones. These are pumpkin scones with a delicious maple glaze on top and a little bit of crushed pecans because we love a nice texture moment in there. These scones put dry, crumbly scones to shame. They are so moist and so delicious. I feel like they're almost more muffiny than scony because they just have so much moisture in them and I absolutely love it. We have all-purpose flour, butter, a mixture of spices. We have cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, and maybe a little bit of allspice. Oh, you do? Okay, great. And then we have some heavy cream. We have some salt and baking powder, pumpkin puree, and some brown sugar. And then some vanilla extract, always. And then for our maple glaze, we have powdered sugar, actual maple syrup, some heavy cream, and then again, those pecans that we're gonna top things with. Okay, let's go team. We're gonna start out by putting our 2 cups of spoon leveled all-purpose flour into a big mixing bowl. I don't remember the exact amount of all of these spices, but it's linked in the show notes if you wanna get the full recipe. Then we're going to do salt and a tablespoon of baking powder. You want to do a lot of baking powder in scones because it really helps them to get that beautiful rise where they go sky high and become really, really tall and fluffy and amazing scones. We're also gonna add in this brown sugar. Brown sugar just goes so, so well with maple and with pumpkin, so it's gonna be great. Anything that has layers of flour and butter in it, so those are called laminated layers of dough, so where it's literally flour and then butter, and then flour and butter and flour and butter. Whenever you're doing that, you want to keep your butter really cold as you're mixing everything together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of these dry ingredients, I'm gonna pop them into the freezer for 10 minutes, and then we'll continue. Okay, nice chilled dough. So I am using a butter that has sea salt in it, and oh my God, it's so tasty. Unsalted butter is gonna be a little more fresh just because salted butter has salt in it, and salt slightly cures the cream, so it has a longer shelf life. So if you wanna get like the freshest butter you can, just a good rule of thumb is to get unsalted butter. However, it doesn't matter what kind of butter you get. You can use both interchangeably in recipes. Technically, salted butter has about 1/4 teaspoon per 1/2 cup of butter. So if you have like a little, like you're on a low sodium diet or you're very sensitive to salt and you're using salted butter, just go down by 1/4 teaspoon of salt when you put that into your actual recipe. But if you're like me and you love salt, just use it. So this is going to go in. You see I cut my butter into small tiny cubes and we are going to put this into our dough. So first we really want to get all of these pieces of butter separated from each other because we want to coat them all in flour. I take this butter and I squeeze it with my fingertip. My goal is to make this very thin sheet of butter. And we're gonna do this basically until the whole thing kind of looks like wet sand. You do wanna work pretty quickly because we don't wanna warm that butter up too much. We wanna keep it as cold as possible. It's all about getting these little laminated sheets. You see those in there? Beautiful. Now, I'm gonna get really messy. Everything's fine, it's totally fine. We are going to take pumpkin puree, and then we are going to put in some heavy cream because it's going to make them buttery and delicious. Oh, and then a little vanilla. A lot of vanilla. Work this together. I'm using my hands. This is the best way to do it. I should have probably used a spoon. I want it all to be able to come together into one dough. And that's what I just did. I'm proud of it. Maybe I will wash my hands. Give me a minute, I'll be right back. Whenever I'm working with any sort of like pastry, like pie dough or anything that needs to be rolled out, I really like just creating a surface for myself to roll it out on that I can then transfer things pretty easily. The slightest bit of all-purpose flour, and then basically I'm just taking this dough and I'm making it into a disc. Right now, mine's probably 7 inches wide, I would say, Wow, that actually feels pretty accurate. Let's see. If this is a 7, I'm gonna be so stoked. Oh my God, it's fucking 7. I called that shit. Let's make it 8 inches. I'm literally like, does that look like an 8-inch cake pan? Yes, it does. Okay, wow, I feel quite annoying during this episode, but again, it is what it is. Now we're gonna take this and we're going to cut this into 8 pieces. I'm very precariously, but also carefully putting a little bit of flour onto my knife. And that's just gonna make it so the knife doesn't stick to the actual scone dough. So really just like commit, go in. We're gonna do 2 more, commit, little more right there. Okay, beautiful. Ugh. We're gonna take these babies, put them onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. It really doesn't matter how you put them on the sheet, but I have found that when you put the inside on the inside and the outside on the outside, it like cooks more evenly. So I'm just gonna take a pastry brush. I'm just gonna brush off that excess flour that got on them. We definitely have been working these scones a good amount. I'm gonna put them in the freezer so that butter can really get nice and cold, and then we're gonna put them in the oven. Okay. Let's do this thing. So they're a little bit chilled. This is lovely. Lightly brush these with heavy cream. You can also brush these with an egg wash, but you're gonna be buying the heavy cream for the scones anyways, so might as well just brush them. These are going to go into a preheated 400-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. You're looking for them to just be nicely golden brown. Let's go. Oh, guys. It smells like a grandma's house in October. Here's our scones, they look amazing. See how they just have the slightest little bit of a shine to them? So that's from that heavy cream. Love that. I'm gonna let these cool like just for a little bit while I make this maple glaze to go on top. Into this bowl, I'm doing some powdered sugar, heavy cream, maple syrup. Ooh. Love that. And then I'm just gonna do the tiniest bit of vanilla just to add a little bit of warmth in there. Let's whisk. It gets a little bit tan from the maple in there. You get this like nice sort of complement to the pumpkin. See how this is nice and thick? It's almost like gloopy. I think I'm gonna microwave it a little. Sophie, you wanna microwave? Thank you, Sophie. Welcome. Perfect. Okay, so just 10 seconds in the microwave and we got a little more drippy. That's exactly what we want. Wait, let me taste this. Delicious. I want to add a little salt to that. All right, I'm gonna take a big tablespoon over my scone. I like keeping it super organic as it goes on. You don't have to be crazy as you do it. Let it flow. I don't want my glaze to set at all. So I'm gonna do just a few scones and I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of pecan on top. Beautiful. Now we can move along and do more scones. Ooh, that's delish. Next. Gorgeous. Top these with a little sea salt, you guys. Doesn't that sound so good? A little something special when you bite into it. I love it. Okay. Oh my God. Do you see how moist that looks? Moist, correct. Oh my God, that's an amazing scone. I need a glass of milk with this. Oh my God, that is so good. Okay, pumpkin is so good at retaining moisture in baked goods and just making your baked goods so deliciously soft. I absolutely love the amount of spices in here. I'm getting the cinnamon, but I'm also getting a little bit of that ginger, that nutmeg, and that allspice and cloves that have a little more of like a peppery bite to them. These are absolutely incredible. They're amazing. Give me a moment with my milk. I love doing these on Thanksgiving. You can make the scones, like fully bake the scones the day before, put them in the fridge or in the freezer if you want to bake them even like 2 weeks ahead of time. And then day of on Thanksgiving, literally put them on a cookie sheet, pop them into a 350-degree oven for like 5 minutes just to get them warm, and then finish with the glaze. So you can do all your work ahead of time. It would be absolutely perfect, stress-free. And then it looks like you made scones that morning, but you didn't. Wow, I'm gonna keep eating these, especially that top. They're so good. Full recipe for these can be found right there. If you like this video, and you want to see more Sweet Tooth, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us a lot in bringing you more seasons of our show. Happy scone making, guys. You did so great. I'm so proud of you. Okay, see you next week. Today we are making, this is like literally the best pie I've ever made in my life. It is a Dutch caramel apple pie. This is why I do what I do. Like, you can see it on my face. I'm so happy about this pie right now.